Hi everyone. January 2020. Amazing. We're here. I'm Carol Cumber, and I'm an intuitive and a healer and a way seer. And I love this time of year because I get to do an energy update on what Gaia tells me she is actually working on, she is healing, she is actually vibrating at. She always gives us a message so that often it's just like one word or two words or three words, and then it's up to us to actually work out what that meaning is. Well, interestingly enough, we've got 4 words for this year and 4 sensations and feelings that go with it. And I just wanted to share that with you this morning. So the way it's worked all of my life so far is she's given us a word, and in the past it's been things like freedom. And so consciously, the benefit of knowing these things ahead of time is that as they appear in our own lives, we can actually step back, get some perspective, and get the bigger picture, a bigger feel as to where we fit into the whole motion of the planetary vibration and essence. So the first word, as you can see, we're filming this outside, so have some patience with any noise quality that we may or may not get as the wind picks up. It's one of my favourite elements, so I'm often surrounded by it. Standing in front of a beautiful yew tree with one of my wonderful views behind. So maybe just actually having a look at the surroundings around me here will give you some loving vibes. Each of these energy updates and YouTube videos I'm putting out comes with a whole lot of energy, a whole lot of healing, and the vibrations as I feel them, my intention is to transmit them to you, and the overall intention is that you receive exactly what you need each and every time you connect with me in this forum. So you can relax about that. You'll get exactly what you need as and when you need it. Okay? So the first one, basically, she's come through with a very clear, loud, booming voice, which to me, through my own language, if you like, through spirit, and some people call it channeling, is clarity. Major, crystal clear clarity. So number 1 on our agenda for this year is clarity. And what she means by this is to get exceptionally, to take the time, you know, that beautiful time to actually connect in with yourself and find out what it is you really need. I know in January, historically, it's always been a time where people start to actually reflect, and they wonder about this new year, and they reflect upon last year's blessings and grievances. And so it's often a time globally in the global consciousness that we can connect into a bigger field of energy where we can access some creativity and some of our own clarity of our dreams, our wishes, our goals, whatever it is that we're setting. So whether you do that or not generally doesn't really matter. It's just that globally consciousness, that's actually out there. So it is a beneficial time to start thinking of it for yourself. But she's been very clear about this clarity being crystal clear. So she showed me like a quartz crystal orb that was shining bright, that had lots of rainbow light in it, that had lots of detail, a massive amount of detail, and a massive amount of clarity. So whatever goal that you set for yourself, whatever wish, whatever leanings you have, it's about being crystal clear. This would be handy to actually write everything down. You know, sometimes we can have musings and wishes and gentle sensations about, oh, I wonder if, and this would be lovely, and all of that type of approach, which is very much needed as the year goes on. That's going to be kicking in around June time onwards. But for right now, it is about getting clear, really clear about what you want. You know, many of us don't actually sit down and think, what is it I really want? It's just, you know, a lot of us go from one thing to another, and we just go through a pattern. This is time for you to stop, take a breath, each and every day and get really clear about what it is that you want out of life, what needs you have, what intentions that you're putting in to your own life. Like, for instance, if you had an intention for more wellness, well, what does that feel like? What does that mean to you? Get clear about what the meaning of that is. If you know where you're at a certain stage and you want to be in another stage, there are certain steps that you can take towards achieving that. She's talking about getting very clear about what those steps are. Make them achievable so that you feel really good about you. So clarity was number one. Second one came through as respect. And this was quite interesting because she was talking about self-respect. So whatever it is you've become clear on about one of your goals, one of your needs, one of your pleasures that you're increasing, it's about, she said, run it through a self-respect model, run it through the filter of self-respect. What is it that you really respect about your quality that you've asked for more of? What is it about that ability that you have there that you want more of? What is it that can increase your self-respect of who you are? She's attempting for everybody to lift their vibrations this year. And in order to do that, we need to be a little bit more self-loving and a little bit more aware of you know, what's actually coming from us, emanating from us, by really taking care of ourselves. That leads on to number 3, which is love. And in this case, she's very much talking about self-care and self-love being an extremely high priority. So I was drenched, and I'll see if I can actually transmit some of this to you. I was drenched in this absolutely amazing, loving, gorgeous intent. I'm being cuddled by the wind here. And it sort of made me reach higher into myself, but it made me go much deeper into my sacred self, into all of those gorgeous potentialities of the present moment. My energies then expanded outwards and went very, very deep and grounded and real and practical into the earth. So the love that she's talking about is one of self-maturity. It's one of leadership in your own life. So she was saying the more that we can do this, the more that we can get very clear on our wishes, the more we can respect our qualities, the more that we love who we really are, it leads easily into unity. And the unity consciousness she's talking about, some people talk about the 5th dimension, including me. It's actually about this heaven on earth, this love on earth, this loving being and supremacy of, so I'm tapping into her now, I'll do this live for you. So she's talking about, she's using the word supremacy because she wants everybody to be the leader in their own lives, but to bring a supreme amount of purity and clarity to daily conversations, to inner landscapes. So she's saying that with an increase in the unity consciousness, it opens up these magical landscapes that are always around us and always wanting to be within reach, and making it a real living embrace of the magical kingdom. So Gaia, in a way, is just reminding you that you are the magic in your life. You are the love in your life. You are the self-respect in your life. You are the clarity. You are the purity. So if you take anything like the wellness example that I was talking about earlier, so you get clear about what that meant. Did it mean, you know, changing some foods? Did it mean moving your body more? Did it mean, you know, being with different people? What does it actually mean? Then you can take action on that, and you can keep checking in. Am I being respectful to myself? Is this necessary? Is it loving? Am I being respectful to me with these actions? And then go to and check in with the love that you have. Make sure each day, each and every day, don't miss a day, every single day, just have a few moments to connect in with that self-love and that self-care. You know, are you being kind to yourself? And then go deeper still into that unity consciousness. Just have a knowledge that by you taking care of yourself the most in this way this year, and it's a very practical essence to it, then you help the world. There's many people out there very, very concerned about Earth Mother and everything that's going on in the world. You can help. Everyone can help by looking after themselves. Attend to your self-loving frequencies. Get those vibes at a higher rate. Actually bring in that loving intent. Live the way you dream your life into being. Do it each day. You know, sort of, if you want those seeds to grow, plant those seeds in your clarity. Add the loving intention and the respect as you go to feed that seed to allow it to grow. That's up to you each day if you go and check on that plant within you to see how it's growing. It's not a one-off, I'm planting the seed, oh, let's hope some of them take. It's actually if you attend to it each and every day, just for 1 minute a day even, you will grow. Inside of you, you will align more and more and more to the frequency that you were born with, to the soul signature that cannot be changed in this life. We're born with a specific soul signature, and that soul signature is needed now to be louder than ever, to be bigger than ever, to be stronger, more majestic, more magical than ever. Not by push and pull, but by surrendering into the being that you already are. And you know, that takes more courage than most other things. Okay, so I've got a pack of cards which are by Diana Cooper, and they are Archangel Animal Oracle cards. And I thought I'd just pull a few for us, for those sharing this time with me, to see, let's see what it is you want. Okay, so we're looking at overall card for 2020 for our soul group that are connecting in with me in this way. So our overall card for 2020, we get the donkey. And it says, keep your heart open no matter what. Archangels Mary and Gabriel are leading the way with this, and it says, keep your heart open no matter what. And that's really interesting because the year number in numerology, you basically add all the numbers up so that it comes down to a single digit. And so this year the number is 2020, which means it comes down to a 4. But it's also one of the master numbers. You've got 11, 22, 33 and onwards. And 4 is all numbers hold gods and goddesses and master energy of some description or another. But 4 on the basic third dimension, 4 really means practical living. It means getting down to actually making those things that you wish for come true by practically planning it out and practically applying yourself to it. On the higher dimensional frequencies, 22 is one of the numbers of Serafina, who is the guide I've been working with for some time now in delivering my retreats that I do each year, for a 4-year program called Enchanted Lands. We're due to go to Cambodia and Vietnam next month for that, Ireland later in the year, and then Canada. And if you're interested in any of that, you can look up on my website and find information about that. But it falls into Serafina being more beautiful, more aligned with all of us, trying to give her seraphim blessings to you all. And that means there's a high amount of dynamic light applying itself and arriving on the planet right now, and it will continue to do so all year. And our job is to align ourselves with that so that we can have the most joyous, blessed, brilliant time of it that we possibly can, no matter what's going on. So the year's card of keeping our heart open no matter what is again another indicator that we have choices and what are we going to make. So let's do our card for January. And this is the bat. And it's see through illusions into truth. So the bat is helping us see through illusions into truth. And to me, that really goes back to what we first started with, which is point number 1, clarity. Really, really make sure you're clear about what it is you're putting your energy and your heart into. Get really clear about what that is. Ask enough questions so that you can actually find the answers. Anyway, I wish you well. Happy New Year. Lots of love to you. Make it what you really want it to be. And be okay to be tender in those times where you really need that tender kind of time. There's times coming up for that. There's times when you will really need to be kind to yourselves. There's other times when our dynamism rises and we can actually use that force for the good of our lives and therefore others. So many amazing things coming up. If you're interested in this sort of stuff, do let me know, because I'd love to do a monthly one of these to keep you updated on what the pulse is of Gaia each and every month. Lots of love, everyone. Mwah! Soul to soul.